Okay, so Spider-Man Brand New Day has finished filming in Glasgow. Let's discuss. We may be getting another villain overhaul. Could this be a Spider-Man 3 situation? Potentially a Amazing Spider-Man 2 sitch? The villains that could show up in this film could be Scorpion, which is confirmed. The actor Michael Mando is confirmed to be on the cast. We know he's coming back as Matt Gargan, aka the Scorpion. The rumours are that he'll be coming back in a comic accurate but like mech sort of scorpion suit. Obviously we haven't seen anything like that. That'll be obviously CGI'd in. So far we haven't had any set photos with anyone in mocap. Some of the last set photos we've gotten was the Punisher van on set. It looks good. Got its comic accurate logo on the hood. Very exciting to see what happens. There's been reports that we'll be getting Savage Hulk, which has been reported with Toy Leaks, I believe. The other big theory is that we'll be getting Mr. Negative. We've seen on the tank that Spider-Man is chasing through the streets of Glasgow. We see like the demon symbol on the side of the tank. It doesn't directly confirm that we're getting the inner demons, but at the same time, it's heavily implied. The rumours also are that Black Cat could be appearing in this film. Sadie Sink could be playing Black Cat. She could be playing Gwen Stacy, Mary Jane, or a completely brand new character. We're also apparently getting smaller Spider-Man villains that haven't made their on-screen debut yet. We may be getting Boomerang, the Beetle, potentially Kingpin. It makes sense as he currently is the mayor of New York, featured heavily in the Daredevil series.
I beat you!
And is putting together a task force to tackle vigilantes and superheroes in New York. There is also reports that Venom...
We are Venom.
At the moment, obviously, nothing is directly confirmed. We know that Tom Hardy is no longer involved really in playing Venom. And Sony released a close-up look of Spider-Man's new suit. And I can tell you one of the reasons for this new suit, other than being inspired by his multiverse counterparts in the previous installment, is that the Stark Tech may not actually recognize Peter Parker anymore. The spell that Doctor Strange casted potentially could have affected the AI, and now the suit no longer works for Peter, thus forcing him to create his own suit with inspiration from his multiverse counterparts. Do see the resemblance in this new suit with the raised webbing, the more deeper blue. He's now ditched the red and black kind of color scheme, and overall it looks good. This also isn't the same suit that we've gotten from the end of No Way Home. In the Spider-Man video game on the PS5, we see that the emblem on the chest is actually gold. I suppose it's up to speculation and different lights whether it's gold or black, but we can see it in this new version it is a black emblem. But we can see subtle differences in the shade of blue, the way the back of the suit is with the sort of red above the red spider logo. That's different. It's likely that over the course of the film, Peter is repairing a suit here and there, and perhaps the suit changes over the course of the movie. There's also ideas that the symbiotes will be in this film, and this potentially, could we get a Venomized Hulk? It is something that could happen. The symbiotes do remember Peter Parker, but we don't know how well Doctor Strange's spell has worked, if that has affected their knowledge of who Spider-Man is or not. We have confirmation that Zendaya is in the movie. We do have set photos of Zendaya on set at Aunt May's grave with Peter Parker. We're yet to see the context of this scene. Could it be that MJ remembers Peter, or Peter reaches out to her, continue as per usual? Or is it a case where they both turn up at the grave, bump into each other, and she doesn't remember him as Peter Parker, and Peter just lets her go on about her day and carries on being Spider-Man? So initially, this movie's production has been up and down, gone through loads of different changes. The film was supposed to be a grounded Spider-Man movie with Spider-Man teaming up with Daredevil, and the antagonist was going to be the Kingpin.
I beat you!
But then that was later changed as Sony wanted a multiverse sort of Spider-Man film, and that we was going to get the return of Andrew Garfield as well as Tobey Maguire, which could potentially lead into Doomsday, Secret Wars, and then that was later scrapped, and now we've got what appears to be more of a grounded film. But with Doomsday being delayed now, taking place after this film, it seems like it may be more grounded, but we will see that potentially it could go a bit more multiversal towards the end, as this would still be within the multiverse saga. There's a lot of rumours that the end credit scene will be Doctor Doom finding Peter Parker, which works. I do have a theory that Doctor Doom will be the one that could potentially introduce the symbiote to Peter to corrupt him, to get him more on his side, as well as him having the same face as Robert Downey Jr. There's a lot of theories as well that the Osborns may be in this film, that we may be getting Harry Osborn and Norman Osborn, and potentially they will be characters that will lead into the future Spider-Man films. I do believe after Secret Wars, once the universe is reset, that we will get more comic book accurate, Spider-Man characters coming back in, such as Harry Osborn, Norman Osborn as the Green Goblin, and so on.
I'm something of a scientist myself.
However, I can guarantee you that Harry Osborn, Norman Osborn, any of the Osborns, they're not showing up in this film. Are we forgetting in No Way Home, the Green Goblin himself said,
Someone's living in my house. Oscorp doesn't exist.
So the big theory is that the Hulk turns savage, whether this is Mr. Negative or Venom or potentially even the Sentry. That brings out the worst in the Hulk and makes him face his demons, which brings back out the Savage Hulk that we all know and love. As much as I felt like Smart Hulk was a good way of rounding up his character in Endgame as a way of him finding peace, and, he built a bar of Tony Stark, that's wholesome. As much as that's all well and good, we've done the Smart Hulk story, we saw him in She-Hulk, we know how that series went. It's time to get Savage Hulk back, and we need him for Doomsday. So the idea apparently is that the Punisher will be going after the Hulk and that Peter will be trying to intervene and stop the Punisher from trying to kill the Hulk. Rumours that the Punisher will have some sort of Iron Man-like tech, which potentially could happen. Would have made sense if we did get this Armor Wars movie, but that doesn't really seem like it's happening anymore. So far it's been shelved, there's been no information about it. We're yet to see what other details we're going to get. I'm assuming now that they've wrapped up filming Glasgow, they're going to be doing some filming in Pinewood Studios behind closed doors where they can use CGI and we can get mocap of Savage Hulk as Scorpion and whatever CGI characters that we're going to get in this movie. There is ideas that Peter will get the symbiote in this film. I think that will be saved for potentially an after credit scene where either the symbiote from No Way Home, where Venom obviously was sucked back into his universe, leaving a small piece of him behind, will eventually find Peter Parker, and perhaps they will save that symbiote suit reveal for Secret Wars or potentially Doomsday. It would make sense as the symbiote did show up in the Secret Wars comic. As you can tell with a lot of the new Marvel productions, we've been getting nothing but comic book accurate suits. You look at what we got from Deadpool and Wolverine. Gambit's suit was comic book accurate. Deadpool's was a bit more accurate. Wolverine's was very accurate, especially all of his variants. And as well as the smaller series like Moon Knight, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Miss Marvel. The list goes on. So far, we've gotten very comic book accurate, costumes. We're even getting a comic book accurate Doom. But yeah, what's your thoughts on the Spider-Man leaks? Have you got any interesting theories? I would love to hear them in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.